Welcome to the Woman Worriers podcast, where we're working to help you call a truce with your anxiety. The information in this podcast is not a substitute for seeking help from a licensed mental health professional. Now, here's your host, Elizabeth Cush, LCPC.
Working with women who struggle with stress and anxiety and worry. And I wanted to reach more of you. I felt so strongly that we're out there and we're making things happen, even with all the things there are to worry about in the world today. And I wanted to offer some hope that things don't have to be such a struggle, that it doesn't need to be so hard, that we can worry, but we can also tolerate the worry. We can be with the worry. And originally, the tagline for the podcast was, let's call a truce with our anxiety. But I'm rethinking that. Like, maybe I don't want to lay down my arms. Maybe I don't want to call a truce. And maybe really what I want to do with all of you and be with you in this is to claim our warriorness in all of this. That yes, that we can be worried women, but we can also be warrior women even with that worry. One of the things that sort of brought me to this point of revamping the podcast was I was having this sense that I wasn't feeling as connected to it, and that I didn't feel there was a clarity in the message, a clarity in why the guests I chose were going to be on the podcast. And it really was resonating with me that I want there to be purpose. I want there to be a focus that you identify with, that you come back to this podcast again and again and know what we're working on, which is how to be worried women, warrior women, worried warrior women in this worrying world. And I would love to know, what are some of the things you worry about? What are those topics that you think I should be talking about here on the podcast? And it's easy to reach out to me. If you go to womanworriers.com, there's a contact me button at the top, and just fill out a quick email and let me know what you would like covered on the podcast. So who is the worried woman? Who are the woman worriers? I think it's all of us. There's so much going on in the world today that's worrisome that I think it's all of us. What are some of the things that I worry about? Whew. There's a lot. I worry about my kids. I worry about my dog. I worry about the world a lot. I worry about climate change. I worry about world leaders who seem more concerned with power than with people. I worry about racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, misogynism. I'm worried about homophobia and transphobia. And honestly, I could go on and on and on. The list of my worries is endless. And I want this podcast to be a resource for all of that. I want this podcast to be a resource for all of us in the worries that we have. And so I'm working on finding guests who are women who worry and have managed to be warriors too, even in the worry. And that's most of us, I will have to say. That's probably most of us, but highlighting those women. I want to have guests who help us learn how to manage the worry, to be with the worry, because the worry's not going anywhere. The worry is going to be there. No matter what happens in the world or in your life, the worry is going to be there. So how do we tolerate it? How do we manage it? How do we be with it instead of fighting against it? I think I might include a once a month episode, What's Your Worry? And if I don't get messages from you all about what you're worrying about this week, maybe I'll just have to talk about my worries. But there's a Facebook group out there for all of us women worriers, all of us worried women. And we can share there what we're worrying about. And if there are themes that are coming up, I'll talk about that on the podcast. But I would love to meet you there to talk about what's going on for you and what your worries are there. And to get support from all the other worried women out there, I'm excited. I am excited and want you to show up there. So go to Facebook, search Woman Worriers Group. That's warrior, not warrior, although we're all warriors. Women Worriers Group. And ask to join. There's a couple questions. And you can be a member. And we can all meet there safely to talk about the things that we worry about. And how to help. And what we can do to support each other. And as women, I think most of us worry. It's what we do because we love and want to support the people in our lives. Worrying makes us human. But it can also be our superpower, if you think about it. If we care enough about the people in our lives that we worry about them, that's pretty powerful stuff. I think the key is not letting the worry suck you in, get you stuck, feel hopeless. I want you to see your worry as what makes you beautiful and strong and compassionate and caring. The world isn't all of a sudden going to turn into sunshine and butterflies and bubbles. The worry is going to be there. The key is, how do we be with the worry and stay warriors while we're in it? So there will be changes coming to the podcast. Nothing huge, but some subtle shifts. As I said, I want there to be a little more focus, a little more intention about who's coming on the podcast and ways to support all the worried women. I will continue to share updates as they come, but you can find out about them on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, at Woman Worriers. We are there. I am posting. So you can find out more there. Follow me on any of those platforms. You can also sign up for the updates through the website at womanworriers.com. I will be shifting the format of my updates there for my private practice, but also for Woman Worriers. 1 week, I will be sharing a blog just about things that I'm concerned about or ways that I'm helping myself manage my stress, anxiety, and worry. And then once a month, I'm going to be sharing the podcast episodes, what we've talked about that month, and easy ways to link to those episodes so you can pick and choose what you want to listen to if you have not subscribed. You can also subscribe to the podcast and get those updates delivered directly to your phone or wherever you listen to your podcasts. One other I'm very excited about, one other resource that I have coming up is I've created a Worried Women's Guide to Meditation. So if you're a person who feels like you could never meditate, that this is something that your mind is just always going, you can't get there, this guide is for you. So you can sign up for that on the website, either progressioncounseling.com or womanworriers.com. There are links there to sign up for the meditation guide delivered, and it will get delivered directly to your inbox. And I'm very excited about that. And just stay tuned because there are more changes coming. And I'm feeling really positive and excited about the changes that are to come because I want this podcast to be for you. I want to share this with all the woman warriors out there. So keep it coming. Keep comments coming. Let me know your thoughts about guests you think would be a good fit for the podcast, stories you'd like me to tell, your worries that you would like me to address or talk about on the podcast. I want to know. I want this to be for you. So keep me posted, keep me in the loop, talk to me, contact me, reach out. So I hope you're as excited about the upcoming changes as I am. I know change is hard. I get it. I was talking to my husband about the changes I'm thinking about for the podcast, and he's like, why are you changing it? You should keep it the same. I think change is important. I think change, pushing those edges, the growth edges are important. And I want this to be better, which is what it's all about. So it'll be gradual. It'll be slow. Don't worry. And I will keep at it and keep you posted. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you can stay grounded in your worry. So here's to you, all the warrior women. Ciao for now from this Woman Worrier.
Thanks for listening and subscribing to the Woman Worriers podcast. Music was written and performed by Andy Cush. If you'd like more information on this episode, you can find the show notes, the resources shared today, and links to the guests' profiles at womanworriers.com.